Dear friends, Jai Bhim Namo Buddhaya. Today I am going to talk about a very important topic, and it is also very dear to dear to me. The topic is about the dreams, about the concept of dreams in Buddhism and their significance. What Buddha says about the dreams and their significance. I am reading this from this book, What Buddhists Believe. It is written by K. Sridhamanand, and I am thankful to him to give us that he gave us all these important Buddhist knowledge which are written in various Buddhist texts. There are more than 30 Buddhist texts to write all those various knowledges from various texts into one book. So I would start about this concept of dreams and their significance in Buddhism. Life is nothing but a dream. One of man's greatest unsolved problem is the mystery of dreams. From the very earliest of times, man has tried to analyze dreams and has tried to explain them in prophetic and psychological terms. But while there has been some measure of success recently, we are probably no nearer the awareness to the baffling question, what is a dream? The great English romantic poet William Wordsworth had a startling concept that this life we live is merely a dream and that we will awake to the reality. We would awake to the real reality when we die, when our dream ends. Our birth is but a sleep and forgetting. The soul that rises with us, our life's star, hath that hath had elsewhere its setting, and cometh from afar. A similar concept is expressed in a charming old Buddhist tale which tells of Dev who was playing with some other Devs. Being tired, he lay down to take a short nap and passed away. He was born as a girl on earth. There she got married, had a few children, and lived to be very old. After her death, again she was born as a Dev amongst the same companions who had just finished playing their game. In bracket, he has mentioned that this story also illustrates the relativity of time, that is, how the concept of time in the human world is very different from time in another plane of existence. What has Buddhism to say about dreams? Just as in every other culture, Buddhism has had its fair share of people who claim to be skilled in interpreting dreams. Such people earn a lot of money exploiting the ignorance of men and women who believe that every dream has a spiritual prophetic significance. According to Buddhist philosophy, dreams are ideational processes which occur as activities of the mind. In considering the occurrence of dreams, it is relevant to remember that the process of sleeping can be regarded as falling into 5 stages. 1. Drowsiness. 2. Light slumber. 3. Deep slumber. 4. Light slumber. And 5. Awakening. The significance and the cause of dreams were the subject of discussion in the famous book Milinda Panha, or The Questions of King Milind, in which Venerable Naksen has stated that there are six causes of dreams, three of them being organic: wind, bile, and flame. The fourth is due to the intervention of supernatural forces. Fifth, revival of past experience. And sixth, the influence of future events. It is categorically stated that dreams occur only in light slumber, which is said to be like the sleep of the monkey. Of the six causes given, Venerable Naksen has stated positively that the last, namely prophetic dreams, are the only important ones and the others are relatively insignificant. Dreams are mind created phenomena and they are activities of the mind. All human beings dream, although some people cannot remember. Buddhism teaches that some dreams have psychological significance. The six causes mentioned earlier can also be classified in the following manner. 1. Every single thought that is created is stored in our subconscious mind, and some of them strongly influence the mind according to our anxieties. When we sleep, some of these thoughts are activated and appear to us as pictures moving before us. This happens because during sleep, the five senses which constitute our contact with the outside world are temporarily arrested. The subconscious mind then is free to become dominant and to thoughts replay thoughts that are stored. These dreams may be of value to psychiatry but cannot be classified as prophetic. They are merely the reflections of the mind at rest. 2. The second type of dream also has no significance. These are caused by internal and external provocations which set off a train of visual thoughts which are seen by the mind at rest. Internal factors are those which disturb the body. Example: a heavy meal which does not allow one to have a restful slumber, or imbalance and friction between elements that constitute the body. External provocation is when the mind is disturbed, although the sleeper may be unaware of it, by natural phenomena like the weather, wind, cold, rain, leaves rustling, windows rattling, etc. The subconscious mind reacts to these disturbances and creates pictures to explain them away. The mind accommodates the irritation in a seemingly rational way to that the dreamer can continue to sleep undisturbed. These dreams too have no importance and need no interpretation. Third, then there are the prophetic dreams. These are important. They are seldom experienced and only when there is an impending event which is of great relevance to the dreamer. You must listen this carefully. Buddhism teaches that besides the tangible world we can experience, there are devs, who exist on another plane, or some spirits who are bound to this earth and are invisible to us. They could be our relatives or friends who have passed away and who have been reborn. They maintain their former mental relationships and attachments to us. When Buddhists transfer merits to devs and departed ones, they remember them and invite them to share the happiness accrued in the merit. Thus, they develop a mental relationship with their departed ones. The devs, in turn, are pleased and they keep a watch over us and indicate something in dreams when we are facing certain big problems and they try to protect us from harm. So, when there is something important that is going to happen in our lives, they activate certain mental energies in our minds which are seen as dreams. These dreams can warn of impending dangers or even prepare us for sudden overwhelming good news. These messages are given in symbolic terms, much like the negative of photographs, and have to be interpreted skillfully and with intelligence. Unfortunately, too many people confuse the first two kinds of dreams with these and end up wasting valuable time and money consulting fake mediums and dream interpreters. The Buddha was aware that this could be exploited for personal gain and he therefore warned the monks against practicing soothsaying, astrology, and interpreting dreams in the name of Buddhism. 4. Finally, our mind is the depository of all karmic energies accumulated in the past. Sometimes, when karma or karma is about to ripen, that is, when the action we did in a previous life or early part of our life is going to experience its reaction, the mind, which is at rest during sleep, can trigger off a picture of what is going to happen. Again, the impending action has to be of great importance and must be so strongly charged that the mind releases the extra energy in the form of vivid dream. Such dreams occur only very rarely and only to certain people with a special kind of mental makeup. The sign of the effect of certain karmas also appears in our minds at the last moment when we are going to depart from this world. Dreams can occur when two living human beings send strong mental telepathic messages to each other. When one person has an intense desire to communicate with another, he concentrates strongly on the message and the person with whom he wishes to communicate. When the mind is at rest, it is in an ideal state to receive these messages, which are seen as dreams. Usually, these dreams only appear in one intense moment because the human mind is not strong enough to sustain such messages over a long period of time. All worldlings are dreamers and they see as permanent what is essentially impermanent. They do not see that youth ends in old age, beauty is ugliness, health is sickness, and life itself is death. In this dream world, what is truly without substance is seen as reality. Dreaming during sleep is but another dimension of the dream world. The only ones who are awake are the Buddhas and Arhats, as they have seen reality. Buddhas and Arhats never dream. The first three kinds of dream cannot occur in their minds because their minds have been permanently stilled and cannot be activated to dream. The last kind of dream cannot happen to them because they have eradicated all their craving energies completely and there is no residual energy of anxiety or unsatisfied desire to activate the mind to produce dreams. The Buddha is also known as the awakened one because his way of relaxing the physical body is not the way we sleep, which results in dreams. Great artists and thinkers like the German Goethe have often said they had some said they get some of their best inspiration through dreams. This could be because when their minds are cut off from the five senses during sleep, They, they produce clear thoughts which are creative in the highest degree. Wordsworth meant the same thing when he said that good poetry results from powerful emotions recollected in tranquility. So this topic ends here. It was my favorite topic about the dreams. I was a student of psychology. I did my psychology honors from Delhi University. We also learnt about dreams, many things. You may be aware of those things. That dreams may be physical, due to physical processes in our brain or in our body, or maybe some external influence may be there, or there may be some our cravings, as the Mananji is telling us. But I would like to share this thing with you, that I have seen. See, what I am telling you, it doesn't mean that it can happen to anyone or it may not happen to other people. It doesn't mean that it has some relevance or not. But I tell you one thing, that few years back I started dreaming my futures. Like I started dreaming or about the things which later on I found that they are happening in my real life. And I tell you my very recent incident of my life. Even like 15 days back, I saw a bad dream in the night. I was driving to the garden in the morning. Actually, I saw in the dream an accident. I saw in the dream, and on the very same morning, I found, it was very strange, that I found a tonga with horse and cart running on the crossing the road from where I had to take this left turn. And somehow, actually, the speed of the horse and the speed of the car, see, I could easily divert my car, I could easily change the direction with the gear. But for the horse, it was not difficult, and nothing happened because uh, I just missed. I could say I missed, or I can say that nothing happened because on that night I saw a bad dream, and that was in my mind, that I saw a bad dream. So I was very cautious that something may happen, but because it is not only one particular day, it is not only because of one particular dream. I infected. I Because I am seeing dreams of the future for the past, I think, 2 years. So, and I am observing these. Actually, I am observing for the past 10 or 12 years, or more than that, from 1998, you can say. But in the last 2 years, I found that these things are happening. But one more thing I would like to add, that it is again, I would say, your good moral conduct, your good thinking, your good thought, and your good deed that can bring such dreams. So it is not a superstitious thing, I would say. It is a proved thing. Or if if I have seen, then it is a novel thing, it's a proved thing. And maybe some scientists may find this thing in the future. So I would finish this topic here. Don't take it as a superstitious. You No need to go to run after people, that what is my dream, what is my dream. No need for that. Just stay calm, be a good person, do good things, be friendly with others, have a good moral. I think that would produce effect in your mind, and if you follow some Buddhist paths, that I would like to say. Thank you very much. Jai Bhim. Namo Buddhaya.